15, make that almost 18 minutes. You've got 18 minutes left at this price. If you've got a landline phone with caller ID, then that's all you need. You plug this in, it uses the power of the phone line. And once you plug it in, one end into the phone, one end into the CPR Call Blocker, then it's going to automatically block 100,000 calls that are pre-programmed. It's got room to block 10,000 more. Great big display, so if you're like me and you're a little visually challenged, then you're going to be able to see these numbers when they pop up. You can just hit that button and never answer the phone. It'll block the number. If you answer it in a moment of weakness and realize that it's a scam or a telemarketer or, my favorite, a political call, then just hit the number. This is what it's all about. No one's ever going to call you. Your bank is never going to call you and ask you for your personal information over the phone. Never give your social security number to anyone on the phone. If someone calls you and says that your account has been compromised down on the southern border of the country, don't believe them. My favorite is when someone calls and says, well, I talked to you about the vacant land that you own. I don't own any vacant land. So this is what it's all about. And they never call at opportune times. They call in the middle of, oh, who's this? I don't know who that is, so I'm going to block them. It says successful. And now I have blocked that caller, and if they call me back, it's going to block them, and my phone won't even ring. That's the beauty of this CPR Call Blocker. Now, we're down to final quantities. There is no reorder on this item. I have 1,200 of these to go around, and already 200 are gone. Now, my mother will not answer the phone unless she knows the number. She won't even pick it up. So if I don't call her from my cell phone or my home phone, she doesn't know it's me. If I call from QVC's phone, it sends out a phantom number. She doesn't recognize it, so she doesn't answer it. And if the machine picks up, I'm like, Mom, it's David, pick up. It's me, it's me. So this is going to be a great way to make sure that you're always protected. Sarah Cottalesi is joining us live via Skype. Is going to tell us more about the CPR Call Blocker. And Sarah, good to have you with us again, and good to have you home.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much, David. Yeah, and you have to admit there's so much satisfaction, right, when you hit that block now button. But what I love is that instantly, when you connect this, it's a 2-click install. We saw that quick video in the very beginning. Your phone is instantly going to ring last. And reason is this has come pre-loaded with 100,000 of the worst known offenders when it comes to spam calls, nuisance calls, international calls, warranty calls, everything that, you know, we don't want to answer. We don't want to find ourselves getting caught up in. So your phone doesn't even ring. It's blocked it already. And that's truly something that kind of restores the peace back into your home as well. Then, like we just saw right there in the studio, you have the ability to block an additional 10,000 numbers. Now, keep in mind, when we introduced CPR just a few years ago, the first unit came with 5,000 numbers. So as you can see, in just a few years, you know, we go from 500 or 5,000 to 100,000. So the problem is still getting worse. But it's really, really easy. And all you have to do is have a working phone line at home, one that plugs into the wall, and you need caller ID. We give you the cable that you have connected right there. So it's a 2-click install, no monthly fees, no maintenance, and instantly peace is going to be restored in your home simply by plugging it in. And then you get, you know, the fun part of blocking those calls. So to your point with your mom, when your parents' numbers call, if you're picking this up for your parent, it's going to be, you know, from people that most likely they want to hear from. I mean, times have changed, David, right? I mean, we used to run to the phone, one of 5 girls, and we couldn't wait to pick up that phone call because it was always someone that we wanted to talk to. That's not the case anymore. We've kind of been invaded by all of these extra calls that are coming in, and some of them can be quite dangerous if the wrong person picks up and gives the wrong information.
And if you're unsure and you happen to answer a call, you can block it right in the middle of the phone call. Now, we're going to have someone call this phone number again, and I'm going to answer it with the speakerphone. Now, when this happens, I'm going to understand that once I've answered it, maybe I should have blocked it. You can still block it. All right, so
for sure.
Call is coming in. Let me hit the speakerphone.
Yep.
Hello.
Hi, is this David?
No. And I blocked them.
Oh.
And now
and
I
you know
turn the speaker off, and they're done. They can't call me back.
Right, and you did something really, really important right there. So when people call and they're asking questions and they expect you to say, is this David? And you say yes. What they're doing is actually recording your yes. for authorizations later. So that was really, really smart. What I love is that we try to do the right thing. We, add our names, our loved ones' names to the federal do not call list, but it doesn't matter. The numbers are still coming in. The numbers are so smart, though they look like our neighborhood numbers, right? So we think, oh, it has to be somebody that we know, and it truly isn't. But again, the beauty of this product is that if you have that working landline and caller ID, it's a 2-click install, and we give you the telephone wire to connect the two together. And here's the thing, even if you have maybe handsets, you have a base station downstairs, and you have a handset, just like we're looking at here, it could be bedside, it could be, in a guest bedroom or back in an office, you can still take advantage of that block now by hitting #2 or #2. And what that does is it instantly disconnects the call and prevents that number from ever calling you again.
I mean, imagine if you could make sure that a politician couldn't call you more than one time. They call one, and they even say now, well, this is a political call. Click. I don't want to hear any of that. I know who I'm voting for, who I'm not. A phone call's not going to sway me one way or the other. I'm going to make sure they can't call me back. We began our show with how many, Brian? 1,500 is what we started the show with. I have 800 remaining, and there's no reorder on this item. We're not bringing this particular model back in. I want you to take advantage of it now. The only thing you need is a working landline with caller ID. If you have both of those things, you're ready to roll. And you don't need to plug this into the wall. You plug it into the phone. It uses the phone's power to make sure this is working, right?
Yeah, and there's no account. It's as much as I love tech, right? There's no Wi-Fi, there's no account, there's no Bluetooth, there's no monthly fees with this. You get this home, and instantly your phone will start ringing less. And that, for a lot of us, we want that peace, restored in our home. And there's no easier way to do this than with CPR Call Blocker. And I love it. The big red button, there is such satisfaction when that number comes in and you look at it, and it might say, warranty. It might say, international or out of area call. You know what? You block it. Here's the thing. If you accidentally block a number that maybe you shouldn't have blocked, what you would do is hit the block list, and it's one of the top buttons right on the side. And then you can scroll through using the up arrows, and then you can hit delete, and it removes that block number again. So 10,000 or 100,000 instantly are preloaded, and then you have the ability to add to that list up to 10,000 numbers. So, people, these scammers are getting smarter by the day. And I just love knowing that when, someone calls my mom, most likely it's going to be a friend and family, and not have to have her try to wiggle her way out of accidentally picking up a phone call. Why I love that too, David, is that there's no explanation. You don't have to feel bad about hanging up, right? You just hit the block now. She didn't have to say, no, I'm not interested. Just hit block now.
Yeah, there's
take care of it.
Don't put me on your do not call list. No, just block them.
Nope.
Hit the red button and you're done. Yeah. It disconnects the call and it blocks the caller from ever calling you again. And that's what's so important. We began this show with 1,500 of these. I have 700 remaining. And remember, price is only good for the next 9 minutes. And then we're done. Sarah Cavalesi, it's great to see you and always good to have you home, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
Well, as we wrap up this show, the always gorgeous Jane Tracy